shouldn't have buried me. I'm not dead.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Backtrack Cinema. In this review, we'll be taking a look at Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4, The Dream Master. So get some popcorn, get a drink, get comfy, and let's talk The Dream Master. Nightmare on Elm Street 4 was released on 1988, directed by Rennie Harlin, and starring Tuesday Night, Robert Englund, and Lisa Wilcox. Freddy Krueger returns once again to terrorize the dreams of the remaining Dream Warriors, as well as those of a young woman who may be able to defeat him for good. Hey everyone, welcome back to Backtrack Cinema. My name is Jason, and this is where we talk movies from the past that you know and love. And today, guys, we're going through Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master, pushing on through this series. So let me know what you think of Nightmare on Elm Street 4 in the comments below. Do you like it? Don't you like it? Let's have a great discussion on this movie. With Dream Warriors being such a great flick, and one I really like, entertaining, but I also said in that review, it was kind of the beginning of the end. And then we get this film. This film takes Freddy to all, just amps that campiness, amps that, you know, that funny Freddy, but notches it up, and it kind of gets worse and worse with each movie. They tried to like up that and up that and up that. And for me, I like a more grounded, serious, well, not so much serious, but a scary Freddy. You know what I mean? And he's not scary at all in this movie. But before we get into a lot of the stuff that I may not like about this movie, I like to start off with positives. This movie can be fun and entertaining if you just go into it like that. If you just want to go have a good, fun time with the slasher flick. And the biggest positive of the movie really is Alice. I think Alice, played by Lisa Wilcox, puts a really good performance in here. There's a lot of family drama surrounding her character, like, you know, what's with her mom being gone, her dad's working all the time. He doesn't care about his kids, but she has this nice, tight relationship with her brother. And she's got her friends behind her. She is kind of like a Nancy in the way that she's this, you know, this sweet teenager, but keeps to herself a lot, though. She's a lot more quieter than Nancy. She's good friends with Kristen in this as we continue the character with Kristen. And they set something up here with, you know, how Alice loves the dream. So they bring us a character who actually loves dreaming, who's not running away from the dream, has nice dreams all the time. And they set something up that could have been really great, but I'm focusing on positives here still. But Alice here is really good. And I love that scene where she realizes that she's pulled people into her dreams because she starts absorbing everyone who's dies, their powers, which makes her more powerful. She realized she brought her friends to Freddy with Sheila, and then she breaks down in this emotional crying scene, and it's kind of runs away. And that's when the movie started getting kind of intense and getting more dramatic. And I'm like, oh yeah, but they don't really go anywhere with it.
I brought Sheila in like Kristen did with me. No, don't! I gave Sheila to him, and now she's dead.
Love that. I love her performance in this. The practical effects, again, are really good in this movie. There's this huge cockroach scene that's reminiscent of like The Thing, with like really body horror, where we got this one character where she works out all the time and Freddy breaks her arms and she starts turning into this bug, you know what I mean? Because she hates bugs. So that's really in line with what Freddy would do. And it's really cool. It's disgusting and everything, but it's a really cool practical effect. And we can't forget the end where all the souls come out of Freddy. That is just a great practical effect. That made me squeamish when I was a kid, when I first watched this. I was just like, oh, look at this. It's coming out of his head, they're coming out of his body, and all this kind of stuff. And I just thought that was just fantastic. It's great practical effects in this. There's some nice cinematography at times, a nice style that Rennie Harlin brings to this. More so when Freddy's with Kristen, when he's about to kill her in the boiler room. There's like a green hue with them, and there's some nice light and shadow they're playing with. I really like that. I thought it was really well done. And there are some good ideas laced throughout this movie that I like, but some of it is they're just not all executed well. I think the idea of doing a time loop in this, where Freddy sends Alice and her boyfriend on this continuous loop while he's killing one of the girl who turns into this cockroach, right? That's a great idea, because they set up something in Dream Warriors where they could pull people, Kristen can pull people into her dreams, and this kind of gets passed on to Alice, but it's really cool idea, because now Freddy's like, sends these people on a time loop, and I just like the idea of that. Every power they bring, he's counteracting it, right? And the time loop thing is really, it was a really cool idea. Now, for the most part, I like what Freddy does here for what they're going for, but it pushed the campiness, the silliness a little too much for me. Like he's not even scary at all in this. He's just cracking one-liners, you know what I mean? All through this thing. But for what they going for, I can have fun with Freddy here, but I would much prefer the first three movies Freddy. You know what I mean? If you're gonna have funny Freddy, Dream Warriors did best, had that best balance. And they introduced something with Alice with her dream skills that they don't really go anywhere with. So I think that was a big mistake. They could have done something here. And they could have done something, like I said before, in Dream Warriors with Nancy. You could have brought Nancy back as this person who comes into your good dreams and stuff. And they could have had like a dream battle with Freddy and Nancy. But I mean, you're already pushing the silliness anyway. So something like that wouldn't have been, I think that would have been kind of cool for the story. But Alice was supposed to be this person with these dream skills where maybe you could have expanded on that. Like maybe she could do something in her dreams that was far beyond what Kristen could do. Like, I don't know, if you just think about it, maybe Alice could turn a nightmare into a dream. You could have played with this idea that maybe she could have controlled Freddy, you know what I mean? In the dreams in some way. It's just something like that. I'm just thinking out loud here, like, but they set something up with dream skills I think they could have really expanded on. Now, the things that pull this movie completely down for me and why I hate this movie in a lot of ways, I hate when they kill great characters off. They kill Kristen, they kill Joey, they kill Kincaid. The way they handle this is absolutely awful. I hate when they Alien 3 things. Patricia Arquette, they couldn't get her back for Kristen. You know what I mean? Well, this killer, but maybe you should have done more due diligence and did better casting and, just did something better with these characters, right? And it's not that they died, but maybe like have them through the movie more. Maybe kill them near the end if you want to pass something on. But it could have been really great seeing Kincaid, Joey, and Kristen like take on Freddy again, and maybe have Alice in the mix there. But they don't do that, man. They just, they're just there to get killed off and then introduce us to some lousy characters. They take a big shit on Nancy in a way too. That's what I mean. I just don't like it, man. It's just that I hate when they do that. And Tuesday Night as Kristen doesn't even feel like Kristen at all. This doesn't even feel like the same character. I'm not blaming this completely on the actress. I really do. I don't think Rennie Harlin directed her well and knew what to do with her, but she just wasn't a good Kristen. At the end of the day, the performance was lousy. She's not a good Kristen. Doesn't feel anything like Kristen. I don't like how she's all of a sudden, she's in high school and she's hanging out with these people that don't fit what this character who they'd hang out with. I mean, Kristen was, even before dreams and stuff like that, you almost envision Kristen as a loner. She was very much a loner, you know what I mean? Probably a real quiet person. And here she is, hanging out with people that just don't fit her character. I didn't get where they took it at all. I was just like, it doesn't feel like Kristen. I think the way they kill Freddy was kind of silly, but I like the practical effects and everything. But just showing the mirror, seeing his reflection, I was like, really? That's all you had to do to kill Freddy? I mean, this doesn't make sense considering the first movie, he jumps right through a freaking mirror. I don't know. It just doesn't, a lot of things in this are shoehorned in. It doesn't help that, the story was awful. They're writing it as they're shooting it. Never a good idea when you're doing that. So the movie's actually put together better than it really should be. You know what I mean? And the resurrection of Freddy is just awful, man. There's a great way to resurrect an iconic villain. And then there's a wrong way. And Freddy's was wrong. Even though I like I like the way he's standing when he's resurrected. I don't like that Kincaid gets killed, Joey gets killed, but I like the way they do their deaths. I think Freddy works a lot better in the first act of this movie. And the dream sequences, guys, what were they doing with the dream sequences, man? And some of this stuff, man. I mean, I like the cockroach scene, like I said before. But you know, when he kills Kristen and there's a shark thing coming through the sand and he puts sunglasses on. Oh, just this terrible, man. The dream sequence in here were just awful. And I know they ran out of money at one point in one of the scenes where Rick is karate fighting Freddy, so you don't actually see Freddy. I mean, I'm just like, that was a pretty laughable. It was a pretty bad scene too. Yeah, at the end of the day, I just don't go back to this one that often. If I can shut my brain off, if I'm in a shut my brain off kind of mood, yeah, I can watch this one, but it's not great, man. It's not great at all. I'm gonna give Nightmare on Elm Street 4: The Dream Master a C-. Well, I appreciate you all and thank you guys for all watching this review. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this movie. We'll have a great discussion as always. And make sure you check out other Nightmare on Elm Street reviews I've done so far. Go down the rabbit hole. Check out the channel. Tell your friends, all that. Subscribe. It's free. You can have a good time talking old movies with me or older movies. And yeah, we'll have a good time. And I'll see you on the next video, guys. And I will see you in the movies. Cheers.